Alright, time for another draftphysics.com video presentation. Debate physics also, but can't find any debaters because, the science defenders are all this variety of coward. you know, of Wimp. Wimp. That's one of the little science ideas, wimpery. So anyway, I just figure I'll play one of his douchebaggy videos, and you can just see that they can't be challenged by any real science. Okay, so they just sit there and pick on people who are really fringe, really crazy, really stupid, and that's the extent of their science commentary or science contribution, is to just find really weak, disabled people, mentally disabled people, and pick on them. And so they're just bullies for money. You pay them to make other people fail. They might as well just be showing, retards sticking their fork in their eye or something. And it's just in the context of physics being so, like, overtly broken. Okay, I mean, I could move something in the universe and the physicist will go, it's entanglement. No, it's spin space. No, it's kinetic energy. No, it's momentum. They can't figure out what's causing it. Okay, they have 17 different definitions. They have a standard model that's convoluted crap. The most complex God ever created. I mean, it's just so silly. And it's so broken, and so obviously broken, and so in need of, some sort of conversation about all the things that need to be fixed. And they're all afraid of that conversation because it'll show how ignorant they are, how much they don't know, how much evidence they haven't seen, how much they haven't paid attention. And so it's all quite, they don't want to be tested. So they want to test other people's theories, but they don't want their own theory tested. They don't want their own silly religion mocked. And it's just that kind of hypocrisy. I mean, they're duplicitous, scoundrelous cheaters, period. So this video, apparently he's going to pick on some people that think they found fossilized hearts or something, and they're probably Jesus's heart or something. So we'll find out what it is. But it's just, it's such bullshit. Oh, and it's just, there's whoring for the money. I mean, ads all over the place. I've offered him, I think, even more than $2,000 to debate me, and he won't do it. He won't take my money.
Some unbelievable ideas on Tinfoil Tuesday in the past. We really
Oh, Tinfoil Tuesday. So I should have whatever it is. Entanglement Monday. Okay. Singularity Tuesday. Then I can have Entanglement Thursday. Did I already say that? Or Superposition Thursday. I can just go through the week with all the wacky ideas. Standard model Saturday. Ugh. Pathetic.
have. But what I'm about to show you today really takes the biscuit.
Oh, the biscuit. Yeah, I guess that's a biscuit is a cake. I thought a biscuit was a cookie. So can't you make up your mind? Ugh, it's so irritating. I'm just trying to I'm wondering where this is. Okay, so this is some thank you. You get 50% off. Buy my merch. Blah 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 blah. Howard George thinks that he is on to something. Let's see. He thinks that stones and pebbles are remains of organs because they look a bit like them. So, I'm not even joking. We are joking because this isn't real. So I have to go find this guy. How do I find his video? Could you, that would be nice if you link to the video you're making fun of so we can see that it has 17 views. Okay, here is the new website. Oh, so yeah, go buy some more of my crap. More shit. Sell. Oh, fuck. This is what scientists do. This is what people interested in science. This is the kind of video they watch. He's going to debunk the stone heart man. Okay. That's what people with big brains do.
Howard George Stirrup, the flat earther, has found actual hearts
Okay, so he's already a flat earther, so he's already conceded I'm not going to play by any rational rules, right? We know that the number one reason flat earthers are scummy liars is the fact that their conspiracy theory involves literally 100 million people or more. They've all conspired to keep the round Earth truth from us, and they've created a whole bunch of fake propaganda, satellite images, and all the rest of it. I mean, come on. It's come on. This is something worthy of a debunk video. I mean, I can't even come up with a tinfoil hat idea. Okay, that that's worse.
In the wild.
Okay, so we need this, whatever this is. So this is what? Space duty. Oh, ha 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 ha. Something like that.
Hello
Tinfoil Tuesday. So this is what he does with his time.
all, and welcome along to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday with me.
So you already did that, right? We already did this intro crap. So he's got look, I have little galaxies and little cosmoblobables, with a guy smoking a cigarette. I don't know who that is. Anyway, look at my play buttons. I got more than one. I'm so special.
SciManDan, thank you very much for joining me. Before we begin today, a huge thank you to the sponsors of today's video.
Oh, of course. Thank the sponsors. Yeah.
Mel Science. Mel Science is a subscription service that offers monthly STEM science boxes.
Oh, brother. So I have to listen to this crap. Oh, shit. Alright, we'll skip that.
All interesting and cool. Science is about exploration, experiments, discovery, and...
No, yeah, it's about cowardice. It's about, beating up, bullying really, really, really dumb people and evading challenges by people who actually have an argument to make and can defend their argument. Yeah. So...
asking questions, something which comes very natural.
Right. Like the question would be is duality. Does that make any sense to you? It's a wave and it's a particle. It's momentum and it's kinetic energy. No, that doesn't make any sense at all. It's in two places at once. It's in one place, but it's both things. It's waiting to be de-entangled by a universe that has so much energy in it that you're going to be de-entangled, instantaneously almost. Because you can't evade all the energy taking a picture of you in the universe. I mean, none of your ideas have any merit or can be defended with anything called, like, evidence. You still haven't repeated the Eddington experiment. So there's 400 times better resolution from space. We've been in space for more than 40 years, and nobody can take a mediocre camera and take some pictures of the space next to the sun or next to Jupiter. From space. Nobody can do that.
Naturally to children. My son enjoyed the tin hedgehog experiment so much.
Oh dear, it's disgusting. So he's still doing the fucking commercial. Oh, and he's a breeder. Ooh. He has such... And look at this. What is this fucking piece of code crap on the screen still for? Oh, I hate the internet. I hate... Human beings just suck so bad. Alright, I really want to find out who this guy is he's going to make fun of so I'll go find him first. Alright, so I found the channel. So he's about as low watt a channel as my own. Okay, he gets view numbers that are pretty much as bad as mine, maybe worse. Okay, so he's more obscure than I am. And this is the scientist they have to go attack. And he's basically a creationist, okay? So, he's anti-evolution, anti-anything rational, pretty much, right? So, and this is the target. Like, somebody would waste time, worrying about this kook. I mean, really. And look at all these videos he had to choose from, and he chose the magic rock one. Harp-shaped stone phenomenon. It's just harp-shaped. You didn't even say heart. Anyway, let's see if there's anything here at all. So he's having debates, but I guess he can't get any debate. Oh, there he has a SciMan video. Should play that, him making fun of the science man. The science boy, really, but whatever. Alright, so we'll go back to the regular video and see if he says anything here at all.
He got really involved with this one, and the final result was
so it's
awesome.
just a long
Month
commercial.
of any of Mel's subscriptions. Or you can click the link in the description, which already has the promo code attached. But be quick, because that promo code
I mean,
has
is
a
this
1
really
month.
worth this much of a commercial? I don't think it's going to be worth it, frankly.
This one together, everyone. Here we go.
Biogeology. The harp-shaped stone phenomenon.
So why did he says the video, he said heart-shaped, I thought, or heart. He thinks these are human hearts or something. Yeah, when you think you made a huge discovery and then it was something about a human heart. Well, anyway.
When rough rock is broken into smaller pieces, it tends to maintain its original color and detail.
Not if it's in a stream or something. Yeah, then all the little bits are the ocean or someplace where it gets moved around and banged into other rocks. Then it takes on a whole new shape. Sand.
Whereas smooth stones, pebbles, appear to be fully intact due to them having a pale skin.
Okay, first off, the common smooth pebble like you're showing here is almost exclusively formed.
Stop overpaying.
In a commercial. That's funny. Oh, okay, I'll pause it. I'll do you the favor. All right, so he just said in the presence of water. Yes. Well, it can't be just in the presence of water. I mean, they can't just sit in a bog and do anything like get all roughed up. So sitting in a bog won't do it.
They are usually found in riverbeds or beaches where the act of water flowing over them over a long period of time, as well as the abrasion caused by its...
the abrasion caused by. I don't think the water itself could actually abrade a stone very much. I mean, it'd have to be a pretty acid water or something. But whatever.
Movement across a riverbed give us that smooth look that we so often see.
Whatever. Oh, so this is worth my time? No, this is not worth my time.
Making any fractures clearly visible. Similar to how organs have a skin and a serous fluid around them.
Yeah, well, that is a real reach. Okay, so this is worth arguing, though. You're going to argue with a guy who thinks these are fossils. He thinks the smooth stones are fossils. Okay, that's pretty stupid. It's really fucking stupid. Is it really worth anyone's time to sit there and debunk the guy who thinks not soft organs can be fossilized? Come on.
That escalated pretty quickly, didn't it?
To protect them from abrasion. There doesn't seem to be any transitional stones between the two categories, which suggests that
there doesn't seem to be. Why? How hard did you look? The fact that you have a shaped stone is a transitional stone. It's transitioning into a round stone. Oh, fuck.
the smooth stone has a different origin than the rough-cut rock. Harp-shaped smooth stones can be found either along the coast, in
Oh, please. He's playing. Why is he playing all this mush? You know, I just want to speed through it now. Come on, just get to the... Are there any punchlines in here? Is this all he's going to do is debunk some loony, you know, giving us smooth stone, you know, third grader kind of earth science?
valleys, riverbeds, or just buried in mud.
I wonder why. The presence of water, as I just said?
Many of these smooth
So again, the presence of water, does that really all you need is the presence of water? And the stone just falls apart? I don't think so. I don't think it gets shaped, you know, by just the presence of water. You freeze it up in the Arctic or something, it's, you know, it's not going to change its shape. Shit. I mean, all you need is for them to be tumbled, right? So you could argue that a rock that slowly falls off the top of a mountain over time, you know, without the help of much water, would also end up having its shape changed.
stones have the shape of a harp, which in its most common form
Oh, well, that's pretty... Yuck. Its most common form is in a cadaver. Yeah. Oh. Well, it's probably not the most common.
Has a wide flat top and inward tapering sides.
And if you haven't figured it out yet, he is inferring that these stones are ancient hearts, I think.
Well, he can't really be doing that because they're not the same size and all that kind of crap. So why are we wasting our time with this video? Heart science.
As does the heart throughout all kinds of creatures. The same exact pattern can be found in stones of all sizes with multiple matching features.
And I'm sure I could find a bunch of stones that resembled a big toe. Does that mean they used to be big toes?
Well, you should say something funnier like, a penis. I'm sure there's some guy who's collected a bunch of stones that look just like penises. I'm sure there is a guy who has that collection. Why don't you go debunk his videos?
Toes? No. No, it doesn't.
We can find many external and internal correlations to the anatomy of a heart in each harp-shaped smooth stone.
Oh, really? They've all got 4 chambers inside them, have they?
Oh, whatever. This is just too big a waste of time, right? So we'll jump way ahead because this just doesn't go anywhere. He's actually debunking a video where a guy is making this just absurd suggestion. I mean, he's just, and he's doing it because he believes in, human beings, they need their God theories and they need to not, to understand that they're not evolved animals and they're special and all that crap.
Nothing compared to what is about to come out of Howard's mouth next.
Okay. Except for the commercial again. Fuck. It's just so... Okay, so he said, be prepared, and now this guy said, geodes like...
Might be petrified testicles.
There, so at least he's on the right subject. Okay, because this is just wankery,
Let that sentence sink in for a minute.
Why? Why should I let it sink in? The guy's obviously not even trying to take any of this seriously. I mean, who do you think he's going to sell this idea to? All right, he's just goofing on you more than he's doing anything else. Who else would care about this wacky video? Who could think, I'm going to persuade a bunch of people with my geotesticle theory? I don't think so. What is this crap written on you? Robitussin. Oh, he's selling Robitussin. Jesus. He's, more ad revenue.
There we go. I don't even know what to say to that.
Mike Wilkerson from the YouTube channel Stallium7 theorises that fatty tissue may transmutate into a crystalline material. He has also collected a potential half lobe of a petrified brain. As we can see,
it looks just like his. So it's about the right size. Fuck. Oh, damn. All right, let's see where this goes. It doesn't go anywhere. Oh, okay, we have some scientific literature. Okay. Well, there you go. Satan. The tree of life. Or Squiggly. He was like on TV, at his own TV show. Starfish Man.
petrified. We have also got historical evidence that flesh can petrify in a very short time, with Girolamo Segato, and we all know of the experiments that can change fats and oils into alcohol and soap with just heat. Just like we can change sand and ceramics into glass.
It's not exactly just like. Yeah. But whatever. Okay, so he's letting him do this, whatever it is, this crap science, and he's just playing the crap science video. Okay, so that's no point.
To cover up evidence of giants and dragons.
That makes no logical sense. There is evidence for dinosaurs and there is no evidence for dragons. And where are these fossils for the giants that used to exist?
Causing us to ignore the mountains of evidence that can be observed worldwide.
Oh, you mean evidence that Roger from Mud Fossil University shares?
Right, so this, like I said, he's a flat earther and a creationist and a geodes or testicleist. Okay, we got it. He's crazy, he's stupid, he's insane, he's not very smart. Alright, well, whatever. I can't believe he went through a whole video.
We know
on
that blood travels throughout our bones, which supports the idea that large stones with fractal channels and iron ore deposits could be fragments of titan bones.
More ridiculous theories with no backing of evidence whatsoever.
Although some formations may just inspire pareidolia, there are also carvings, artifacts.
Okay, I'm sure there's probably something here that's no. All right, let's just see if there's anything. Okay, now these are all kind of boring.
And photograph evidence to support the idea.
Photograph evidence? What, a really tall man? Brilliant. Hardly a giant, is it?
And when facing so many detailed examples, it becomes hard to deny the probability that these...
Alright, so I don't know what this thingy is, but whatever, yeah, this is a piece of tree, I guess. It looks like a dinosaur's head. I don't know what he's doing there. Dinosaurs do exist? No, they don't exist.
These correlations couldn't have been sculpted to size and situation from just wind, water, and mechanical erosion.
You'll be bloody surprised what...
Well, he was showing like Pike's Peak there, that one's the inside of a volcano. It wasn't formed by erosion. It's magma, basically, with a lot of iron in it or something.
That have been covered up with mud and left in ruins. There are around 20 underwater cities and megalithic constructions that we know of, and petrified trees standing upright through multiple layers of strata, which all support the idea of a worldwide flood, as mentioned in the Bible, the Quran, the Epic of Gilgamesh, over 500 myths.
So, whatever. So, again, it's just creation science, all this for this. I mean, to debunk another creationist.
And artifacts found in Egypt, etc., that all portray a firmament dividing the waters above from the waters below.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, Howard's true agenda. I knew it wouldn't take long for that to rear its head. Well, there we go, another...
Okay, so it didn't take any time to rear its head. It's right in this description of his channel. I mean, the channel's covered in videos of his creationism, so it wasn't a big surprise, blah, 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 blah. He's a nut. Okay, no surprises, no nothing. Look at that, he used to get more views, so his channel is in decline, okay? So obviously he's not selling it very well. Well, yeah, see, it started off, yeah, I don't know, it's sort of an inconsistency. But his numbers 2 years ago were better than they are now. So he obviously isn't convincing anyone. Even the creation science people aren't finding him very interesting. All right, so... enough said. Sorry, that was more uninteresting than I thought it would be. And I should have anticipated the ads. But anyway, just taking my little, back at you. What credibility does science really have? What conversation, where are they showing their integrity by showing evidence for something? You make these claims about all kinds of things happening in the universe, and you say you prove them, but when somebody goes to look at the evidence, the proof isn't there. Like the experiments where you actually detect photons, in the two-slit experiment, but you don't do that. And all of these statements about how Einstein was proven right, and he's proven right by a bunch of experiments that are marginal proofs in the sense that there are other ways to interpret it. The whole idea of Mercury's perihelion procession can be, mathematically explained as any phenomenon that's happening in the local area, because Mercury is so much closer than all the other planets. And so you could just argue that the center of mass of the sun is processing, and you could come up with a mathematical equation that would have the same effect, because it would only affect Mercury, and it wouldn't affect any of the other planets. So, I mean, there's so many things, so many arguments that you haven't responded to, and science hasn't answered, and yet you're boldly asserting a whole bunch of creation science, your own little religion. So you have a special religion that shouldn't be challenged, but you'll attack all the other fables that human beings come up with. And that's all I see here, is a fanatic who's more of a coward. Seems like this little flat earther guy would probably at least answer your claims or your criticisms, where you'd seem to be above answering people who'd criticize the integrity of your science. Blah, blah, blah. So enough. Blah. So anyway, blah. I throw up on your video channel. And such in your direction. Yeah, that's enough. could throw a little science in. Okay, let me do that. That'll make it more fun. So I was thinking about the sort of the gravity paradox. I think I have to erase the board. Okay, so I'll get to that. So anyway, so, you know, this idea that you know, gravity, you can calculate how much energy it takes to lift something, you know, up a staircase, and then you could drop it down that staircase and calculate how much energy, and the two really don't add up, okay, because you have this whole problem of gravity where you use twice the velocity to lift something, and twice the velocity really doesn't take 4 times the energy, and yet when it falls I get 4 times the energy back, and so there's almost an indication based on kinetic energy that there's free energy available. Well, anyway, it's just the gravity thing, right? 4 times the height. People just think, well, if you're 4 times higher in gravity, it's got to be 4 times the energy. But they're not realizing that it's the second half of that fall. The 2 seconds it takes, you know, the time it takes to fall, it's in the second half of that time that you're really gain the extra energy. And if you do it just the first part, that is, if you just fall the first part without the extra velocity, that even 4 of those aren't going to add up to 4 times the energy. Well, anyway, it's a little complicated. But anyway, I'll get to it. Alright, back. Alright, so their science, their religion for 300 years has basically been saying 1/2 mv squared is science. Okay, that's the truth. 300 years. Now, so for 300 years, they're saying that to go twice as fast. Okay, if you want to move something twice as fast, the same car, the same mass, you have to use 4 times the energy, 4 times the wattage of energy, 4 times the horsepower, 4 times whatever you're pushing with. You have to use 4 times the amount to go from 30 to 60, let's say. Okay, to double anything's velocity. That's their fundamental Jeebus theory. That's the core of their physics. Okay, it is right in the core. It is the derivative. This led to E equals mc squared. Anything with the velocity squared in physics, this is where it came from. It came from a guy called Leibniz, who believed in solitons and monads, who coincidentally, sort of, or ironically, was basically a creationist. Of course he was religious, but he was religious in a new and wacky way where he thought rocks were souls. Okay, so I mean, he is the original creationist you maybe should be making fun of, because he had I mean, soliton and monad. I mean, these are things to be made fun of. Anyway, so he's the originator of this mv squared nonsense, and it all comes from the fact that, yes, in gravity, if you want to double the velocity, you have to actually go 4 times higher, 4 times higher, to double the velocity. But that's all you're doing. You're just doubling the velocity, okay? So understand, that's all you're going to get out of it. It's only going to be twice the time, okay? It's only twice the velocity. So why do you think there's 4 times the energy? If gravity could be understood as a force, okay, that affects you by time, and I demonstrate, right, if you go past the gravitational body, the faster you go, the less you get affected. Well, that's because you're in the gravity less amount of time. So the less time you're free falling in gravity, the less the gravity can bend you. And the key is bend you, the time is the key event. And the fact is that in gravity, if I'm going to drop something, or I'm going to, let's see, let me pause and make room. All right, so I'll just go to the twice the time, twice the velocity, and twice the weight. And so mass is the key point here, right? If I push something sideways and I make it weigh your weight, if I push you sideways and I make it weigh your weight, haven't I just duplicated gravity in another direction? So gravity is really just a force that's constantly pushing you into a surface, and the surface has to constantly push you back when you're not moving in gravity. When you're free falling in gravity, guess what happens to your mass? Right? Just imagine if we're falling this way, what's happening to your mass going down? You don't have any, right? So if I had a spring attached to you and I weighed how much you weigh when you're free falling, I'm not going to get anything on the spring. So the idea is when you fall, drop some weight, okay, in gravity, you can't collect the energy without stopping it from moving. That is, its mass is decreasing as you allow it to free fall. So the more it's free falling, the less it weighs. And the more you restrict it from free falling, the more it weighs. And that's the catch. So there's no way to capture more energy, because the fact is you never gain any energy because you never allow the object to actually gain velocity. And it's the velocity that makes it make a hole in the ground. So the slower it's going, the less the hole it's going to make in the ground, the less energy it's going to have. So any restriction you put on something free falling to collect the energy is obviously going to destroy the energy. And the only time you want to collect the energy, if you want to get all of something's energy from its falling, you have to allow it to free fall, okay, the whole time. It needs to free fall into the ground so it gains the maximum velocity, the maximum amount of momentum. You want you want the velocity to keep increasing, because the more it increases, the more it adds to its velocity, the more it adds to its momentum. And any restriction you place by trying to capture its falling, you won't allow it to increase its velocity, and you'll never collect the energy. So you'll never collect this 4 times the energy, this 4 times the lifting energy, that you could put in to lift something. You could lift something in increments, up a staircase, and you could spend 4 times the energy to lift it. But if you drop it the same way, you're not going to collect 4 times the energy, because it will never gain the velocity it'll gain if you just let it fall. So in the first piece of the falling, it only goes that far. In the second half second, whatever, the first unit of time, you only get this 1/4 the distance. In the second unit of time, you get these 3 units of distance. And that's the key part. You're gaining velocity. And it's the mass and the velocity that create the energy. And that's all there is. There's no squared velocity. And the whole thing only exists because of a misunderstanding of gravity, and that's it. If they understood gravity as a force that actually is time dependent, then they wouldn't have made this stupid mistake. So anyway, there's no evidence of it. They have no physical evidence of kinetic energy ever being collected. They have no evidence that a 10-ton train going 5 miles an hour has less energy, 1/2 less, than a 5-ton train going 10 miles an hour. So that's how ludicrous. They have a silly theory that basically says 2 10-ton trains going 5 miles an hour has the same energy as 1 5-ton train going 10 miles an hour. It's absolutely silly. If I had you bet your house on it, I don't think you'd bet your house on your 1 5-ton train going 10 miles an hour actually being able to defeat 2 10-ton trains going 5 miles an hour in a tug of war. If you had to bet your house on it, I bet you wouldn't. I'd bet my house on the 2 10-ton trains. I bet my house that the twice as much momentum that this represents, okay, is going to wipe out this, because momentum is conserved. Momentum is energy. Momentum is the real stuff, and kinetic energy is a fable. It's a silly little religious story, a 300-year-old religious story. And here you are pretending to uphold the integrity of science by debunking silly creation theories when you have one in the middle of your science, your religion. All right, enough of a video and such. So, till the next time and such, this has been a draftphysics.com debate physics, but we can't get any feedback from these cowards. So why don't you show us a defense, a real defense of the kinetic energy theory? Come on, show us some evidence of how you know kinetic 1/2 mv squared is a rational formula. It's real. There's real experimental evidence defending it. You've seen the 5-ton train beat the shit out of the 10-ton train. You've seen it. Well, show it to me, because I haven't seen it.